He said he loves us. But you know what? To some degree, I enjoy all of your company, except for now. I'm just kidding. Welcome to Necess. Sorry about that. Hopefully, you've all had a good reset. Hopefully, you all feel much better about yourselves. We're going to be doing the accountability circle as part of this game because this game is going to be a very, very slow thing. And I figured we might as well build a little bit of an office where we're going to be doing it as part of this thing. The accountability circle has not been lost, but what I wanted to do was to give you a preview of what the accountability circle would look like if it was actually fully done. Hopefully, I can build something akin to a small building, and I can put stand-ins for all of you because I have no clue about what this game is, except for the fact that it's a bit of a top-down Terraria game. Oh, this game looks cute. She only plays games that look cute. Okay, we tried to introduce her to games like Valorant, and she goes, "This game sucks. It's not cute, and I get motion sick." And I'm like, "That's your fault. You were literally weaker than all of us." This game recently hit early access, so it recently broke out of early access. Yesterday, actually. It's sort of fascinating how quickly it happened, but I've been waiting for that for a very long time. I've had this game on my wishlist for years now, since I think 2021 was when it started, so. Because this game is interesting in the way that it plays. Again, top-down style of gameplay, but with Terraria almost mechanics, always seemed interesting to me. Twitch, let's name the world Twitch, okay? Actually, let's name the world the accountability circle as like a test of what this is. What difficulty? Isn't Valorant waifus though? Should be cute enough. Well, yeah, but the waifus are not that good. I don't know how to explain this, but like, well, not good. Like their waifus are good, but their waifus aren't designed for the Gunnar mindset. Their waifus are designed for somebody who's just there. Is there a horse character? I kind of wish. I mean, maybe. Play brutal. All right. Damage taken significant. Okay. Well, we might die here. No safe characters found. Okay, sure. We'll make a horse. How do we make a horse? Oh, I did see the style. It's like this, and then the hairstyle. To change the hairstyle to this. That's basically a horse. And also, it even got my name correct. Good. What's interesting about this game is that it came out recently, but this game has been in early access for about, 4 years now? So they've been slowly working on it for a very long time. Oh, perfect. There's already a pre-built home. Walk close and hit the tree with the axe. Okay, well, I guess we have the home. We didn't have to do anything, actually. Shane the Elder? Hello, Shane? Can I talk to you? Hello. I see potential in such a young adventurer like you. Sorry, why did I do that? Come back, Shane. Come back. Please stop that. I do not appreciate that. Oh, that hurt. Oh. Oh, that hurt. Oh. He's attacking me! Why is there someone in my house? Well, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. I'm trying to stop him from being inside of our home. Because it's weird, right? It's weird that he's inside our home. I have a sword. I can hit him. Brutal difficulty. My ass already has a house for free. It is funny that the house comes for free. Yeah, you would think that it wouldn't be here for a free, and that. But it's crazy that this game starts you out with more. But yeah, it's good that we already have stuff. Whoa, buddy. Okay, chat. Okay, we have to clean our house. There's a murderer in our home. He killed you? Yes, he's killing me. In fact, he's guarding the home. We can't do the accountability circle until we kill him. Because every time I walk in, he tries to kill me. And then every time I walk in, I try to kill him. Why is he here? So yeah, I've been waiting for this game for about 4 years. I really enjoyed Terraria, but the one thing that I kind of hated about the game is that I hated the 2D aspect of it. Like the specifically the feeling of it being like you're looking at it from the side, like a panorama. Not that was a bad thing necessarily, but I did hate how limiting it felt like for you to move around, especially for combat. So I'm curious to see how this one feels like for combat, because it's the same problem, but you just change the axes, and maybe you only deal with a distance thing, and maybe it feels worse. But I was hoping that it might feel better, because maybe there's some way to play with the distance that's more fun than necessarily the Terraria way, where going up and down felt very clunky in team fights. Sorry, not in team fights, in like boss fights, where most of your boss fights had you building the arena beforehand for like 2 hours, and then you would fight the boss, which was tedious to me. He's asleep. Hit him through the wall. I don't think it's possible. Old man underestimates how someone who just spawned in his house has nothing to lose. You're right, though. You're actually right. But he did heal up mostly the foal. Sleeping in the bed healed him. Every time he sleeps, it does make him a little bit... How is he healing so much? Stop healing! Chad, I'm gonna break his bed. I'm gonna break his bed. I need to break his bed to stop him from healing. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, fine. Keep your home. Keep your secrets. Keep your home and keep your secrets. So 1.0 of this game is fascinating in that when it hit 1.0, they added the ability to have an infinite map. So before, apparently, you'd have to load in each chunk. Now you can just keep walking and walking and walking, right? Which is interesting. Thought that might still have layers for different floors, where side scrollers rarely do layers. Yeah, like the layers are just a part of the verticality, which I found annoying to have to always be jumping up and down. It's strange to like talk about this because it feels weird because it's like, oh, is it really that bad to just jump up and down to deal with something? But I hated that portion of Terraria where like boss fights going up and down. It was so tedious having to jump up and down and having to build the stairs and having to like prepare the map for a fight. I always thought to myself, shouldn't you just be able to fight things and it's just all based on your distance and your skill? And just something about the jumping I could never get down into. He's out. I can't close. I can't lock the doors, chat. You will get me, honestly. Side view feels like too much a platformer free. That's exactly it. Yeah, it's the platformer feeling of that game. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this feels better. But since we already have a home, you know what? We might as well do the accountability circle because I thought building a home was gonna take a lot longer, chat. So the fact that we already have a home means we can do the accountability circle. Because I wanted to build a home and then do the accountability circle, and I thought it'd be a fun way to get into the game while also doing this. But since it's already home, we can kind of blitz through this. So for those of you who don't know, the accountability circle, and the reason why I'm doing it as part of a game is because we usually never do it as part of a game, and it takes too much time. So today we do it as part of a game. That way I can just lump it all into one VOD. It's because I hate editing it. I hate editing the VODs and having to get rid of the music tracks, okay? The accountability circle is a thing that we do every single Friday where we set goals for ourselves for the week, and then we try to hold ourselves accountable for it, alright? My accountability circle was to move the dresser against the wall, finish testing the game servers for the Party House game segments, and schedule a time for the people who want to play those things, okay? And other chatters had those goals too. For instance, this chatter had their goal. We're gonna go top down from the goals, and we're gonna see what's up, okay? This chatter said they wanted to get VFIO and CachyOS as their top priority. VFIO being, I think, the thing that you use to virtualize and then also to bring those devices into a virtualized system. So being able to run like a VM as part of that system. They want to hit level 80 on their first character in the Legion remix. Legion remix? That's gibberish. It is. I mean, tech terms are basically just full-on gibberish. And they want to make a creation of it. They want to make a Python script to check that card game store for events because they screwed them over. What does that mean? They were able to get the script started, and every other goal ate shit and died. Satch. This is the reality of life. Sometimes you set lofty goals for yourself, and you think that this is your week, and it falls apart, right? Just like it was for the old man, who is now currently... I don't even know where the old man went. Yeah, the old man's gone. Wait, he's over there. Wait. Well, you know what? Okay, let's just sit in the bench. Can I sit in the bench? I can't see my cursor. There we go. And that's all. This is, you know, just the reality of how goals are, right? Sometimes you might not be able to finish them. Sleep in his bed to assert dominance. Oh, you're right. You know what it is? Maybe for the accountability circle, what we should have actually is multiple beds. Okay, I'm thinking of this idea now. For the accountability circle, set spawn. For the accountability circle, what we should do is every single accountability circle should be set in a bedroom with like multiple beds, and more beds get added as people start to join the accountability circle, right? And maybe we do it live in a game like this, like a multiplayer style game, where you can talk to me and you can tell me about your progress live. Because my original idea was to do it within something like VR chat, but then I realized it's kind of difficult to do it in VR chat because of like the requirements of having a VR headset. He's coming back. Okay, you need progress on that scam card store script or whatever this is about. Yeah, I'm actually curious about what that card script is, but apparently, I mean, they do go to their own card store, so it does make sense as to why they were feeling scammed. Also, there's no need for the heart rate yet. But yeah, apparently they just started it and then it died. But you know what? That's okay. I give you 1 point for at least trying. And honestly, maybe 1 point for the fact that it was it's a little bit scary. You know what? 2 points for the fact that they ate shit and died. Because I'm curious how these goals died. Again, my goals were to move the killer dresser against the wall. before it collapsed, and I actually successfully did this. So I was able to move the dresser against the wall and prevent it from falling on me and prevent it from killing me. I did not, however, finish testing the game servers, nor did I schedule a time for people to actually play the games. So I think I might have to drop that segment, because what I was thinking of, and when I saw this month's schedule, I realized it's way too long for us to like do anything. So it might be really difficult for us to actually get anything done in terms of what I want, in terms of the horror games that I want to play, as well as the experiences that I want to give you. So we might have to skip the co-op stuff entirely that I posted within Party House and do it afterwards, because Spooktober is specifically for a spooky game. So requirement to have a VR headset, yes. Well, I mean, not super requirement, but you can do it on desktop. But in terms of what I want the world to be like, I want you, basically what I wanted to do originally was to have like a VR something set up, right? That way we could, what I was gonna do was I was gonna force all of us to hold hands virtually. And then what I wanted to do was, while you're holding hands, I want to script it so that when you're holding hands, the person who you're holding on to won't fall. But if both people on both sides let go, then they fall down and then they die. So that's what I wanted to do. No touchy. Yeah, but think about it. Imagine you say, this person on my... imagine I tell you, let go of that person's hand because they failed their goals, and we just see them fall and die. That's what I was hoping for. But then when I thought about it, I was like, how many people have a hand controller? Tech-wise, it was very difficult to get an idea of how to do it in a way that people could do it. So this is a test of maybe we do it within Necess, where we have in Necess this game. Maybe we meet all of the world. I don't know. But I'm just trying to figure out some ideas of how to make this thing fun. And maybe I just stick to a static scene. But I was hoping for something. Only for rich people. Exactly, yeah. It would only be for rich people, which would be bad. So you don't want to be responsible for letting go of someone as they die. But that's why it's funny, right? Because again, this is the accountability circle. We're holding each other accountable. So when someone doesn't finish their goals and then you let go such that they die, you are being responsible for holding them responsible. That's sick. Not sick as in you're sick of the head. That's sick as in that's sick nasty. It's like Squid Game, but for responsibilities. Anyways, I moved the dresser. I didn't get any of my other goals achieved either. And what I'm realizing actually is that I need to take this more seriously. So my goals for new goals go under here. Because what I realize is that I need to start taking this seriously as well. Because if I don't take it seriously, I have to model it, right? I have to model it in the sense of why are you? And maybe we should change the category because it's not really assessed yet. I have to be able to model this idea of you caring about what's happening and you caring about why you're doing this. And I have to model that in that I have to care about why I'm doing this. And I've been failing to do that because I've been failing to actually try and achieve my goals, right? So I'm going to think about this for my goals. And I think one thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make it happen. Hand-holding as a mechanic in a VR chat world, you might be on something. You have to spend some time in my goon cave. You have to spend some time in your goon cave, office to come up to something. Thank you. See, thank you for understanding my genius. Thank you for understanding me, okay? Hand-holding as a mechanic, and then when you let go, they die. I've actually thought about that as a VR game. As a co-op VR game, that might be really cool. Where it's what if you had to hold the hand of somebody in VR and you couldn't move far away? But because it's a fake feeling, right? It feels even harder because you have to consciously always look at where they are in order to hold hands. And what if when you let go, you see less of the world, or they start to fade away, and then you start to get lost from each other, right? That to me might be interesting as a co-op VR thing. But again, it's so niche that it's sort of hard to do. How many people do you know that have a VR headset, and do they both like each other? That's the hard part. A reference on why your other goals died. You solely focus on your script to scalp every learning event possible and buy them outright. Wait, scalp? You feel if they feel like changing the learning event for you, you'll make sure no one goes to one. Learning events cost $0 for reference. I like that. So you're scalping these events and you're scalping them out such that you have a monopoly on the entire system. I do enjoy that. That's a pretty cool. You know what? I hope that you succeed. because I really want to see the end result of that. And I also like your goal as a being like, how dare they stay away from me? I'm gonna make it so it's only me. You know what? I hope that you keep going on it, because that does sound pretty cool. So yeah, one of my goals for this week, I will try to do this, but I'll talk about my goals after. But I realize that in me not completing all of my goals, I'm also setting a bad example. But also, that's life. Like the key part of life is that you may not have time. But I'm realizing that I should have done this, but honestly, for a lot of this week, I say I didn't have time, but it's because I wasted my time in many ways doing things that ultimately weren't very fruitful. Like, I don't remember a single thing that I did that was like interesting in my mind, or that left an impact on my life that was ultimately positive. Even in the moment, it just sort of felt like I was trying to fulfill some dopamine need, when I could have just been doing that as part of completing something, you know, as like a trial of sorts, of trying to get these things done, right? So, in realizing that, I sort of realized, okay, well, now I know what I need to do, is I need to rethink about what I find enjoyment in. Because, not to say that I don't find enjoyment in like doing nothing, but I do want to at least also recognize that I do find, like, because I don't even recognize that I find enjoyment in the completing goals, even though I do. Like, I actually feel great after. When I moved the dresser against the wall, I stood in the middle of my room and I just looked at the dresser and I was like, okay, it feels good, it feels nice, it feels empty. And then I just put my head up to the ceiling and I screamed and I was like, woo! For like a good 30 seconds. I was like, woo! So, if streamer doesn't put in effort, why should I? Exactly. You know, it's with the kid thing, you know, it's like teaching children. It's like the only real true way to teach a child not to do something or to do something is to model it yourself. Because again, actions are the only true currency in the world, right? And lived experience is the only true experience out there. Because until you live it, it's just not true. SMH. The mods goals for this week were maybe actually make progress on the note-taking, maybe. And I really enjoy how she made this very vague. She was vague posting for the entire week. She was even vague posting when we were messaging each other. Like, she was super vague for the entire week. And then she was like, hopefully finish reading Sapiens. And then what did she say? Oh, she actually finished one chapter of note-taking since last week. Can I see this? Are we allowed to see the notes or no? They did not finish Sapiens, but now they're moving on to Babel by R.F. Kuang, because their hold at the library became available. Okay, so our library has like a virtual like lending system, and the hold is actually insane. Some of these books take so long for it to eventually come to you. Like, some books have like a 2,000 person hold. So once you get your hold, if you don't read it in your allotted 1 to 2 week time, it's over. Like, you'll never get that book ever again. Like, there was a giant Reddit thread of people from the city, and they were saying like, oh yeah, I've been on hold since 2021 for this book. And I was like, what do you mean you've been on hold for this book since 2021? You know, with the amount of income that you've made across 4 years, like, you could have just bought the book on sale or somewhere secondhand. Well, why are you even bothering to wait to save $5? 4 years? What's wrong with you? I'm like, what in the world are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. So I get why the mod does this. Okay, at first I was like, it's funny that she's moving on, but now when I see the whole thing, it's because she might not get a chance again for the next 4 years. That's how little copies the book has to lend out. Because the way that they do it is that when they lend out a virtual copy, they have to remove the equivalent copy virtually and physically. So it's like, if you have 4 physical copies, you can also only lend it, 4 times total, whether it's physical or digital. So it's like, okay, if you lend it out digitally, you have to take away 1 physical copy in circulation, because otherwise you run into the legal issues, right? So now it's like, it's just hard. In Canada, there's a waitlist for a Canadian flag. It takes up to 100 years to reach you. You send it to display it on your property. Like, what? Wait. Canada, Canadian flag, waitlist. How? There's not that many of us. Oh my god. Request a Canadian flag from your MP. As a member of parliament, Fred? Who the fuck is Fred? Wait, why is Fred the flag guy? As a member of Parliament for Niagara South, Fred is pleased to be able to offer constituents with a free Canadian flag and other gestures such as paper flags and lapel pins. Why is it only Fred? Why is he the one flag guy? Like, he's the one guy that gives you the Canadian flag. You joined the waitlist 10 years ago. If you're interested in receiving a Canadian flag that's specifically flown for the Peace Tower or on Parliament Hill in general, the current wait time exceeds 100 years. Holy shit, it actually does take 100 years. Wait, but like, that'd be sick though. Wait, chat. If you plan to have a child, you can't just buy one. I mean, you can buy one, but it's specifically one from the Peace Tower or in Parliament Hill. So one that's been flown for official government duty, right? Sauce. Wait, you doubt me, KW? I don't know. I just didn't expect it to take that long. But yeah, it's specifically the flags that come from these places. Actual Sauce. You're chronically online. I'm actually curious. The waiting period for both Peace Tower and other Parliament Hill flags exceeds 100 years. What happens when Fred dies? There's a new designated person. And actually, okay, this is the trick. It's too late for us. So you're on the waitlist for your grandkid. Exactly. Think about this. It's too late for you to get a flag. You have to coordinate with your family. To stay in the same address for multiple generations and to put down your grandchild as the receiver of the flag. Put down your grandchild as the receiver for the flag, okay? It's the whole thing of like old people plant trees so that young people later get to like bathe inside the shade of them or something. I don't know what the actual saying is, right? But we're planting the trees now. You have to lock in their name, right? Yeah, exactly. Lock in your child's name right now. Lock it in. Lock in your child's name. Lock in your grandchild's name. Lock in their address in the future. Lock in the home, and that's what you have. That's what you got to do. Hey, that's a loophole Internet Archive did, and then they got sued. Yeah, but it's because Internet Archive is not really a loophole. It's more so the fact that it's by the mechanism, it's just the number of copies. 2, Internet Archive has no systems where they were trying to make it work, and also Internet Archive, if you go to the Internet Archive, it's different in scope. Like, libraries don't allow people to just upload files. Internet Archive does. And Internet Archive, for the most part, doesn't try to take them down unless they get a request for them. That's why Internet Archive was in a much more difficult position. Even though I believe that their purpose is correct, it's also true that even though a PS2 game, you might not be able to buy it anymore, doesn't mean that it's still not under copyright, right? So it's that weird legal zone where legally they have the right to, slam them with that lawsuit. But morally and sort of like ethically, it doesn't make sense because you literally cannot find a copy of the game anymore because all the copies have been destroyed because of time. But because of the system and how it works, you would just download these things and people would just upload them. And until they until they were told to take it down, they wouldn't take it down. I mean, even now, you can find a shit ton of game ROMs from PS2 onwards on archive.org. And that's the only real defense for it, is from that mindset, and it doesn't hold any legal water. So, hey, no more flags for Canada once Fred dies. Once Fred is gone, he's gone. But is this like borrowed, or do they keep making new flags that people then get when they're on the waitlist? I think they just give you the flag, because the way that they mention it, it seems like you just get the flag. So they send you the flag, but they fly the flag on. But it has to be a flag that is flown on the Peace Tower and or Parliament Hill. So it's specifically the ones used for an official purpose that they're sending. So at some point they're just not enough. You'll manifest a good address for them. I wish my grandchild, please send this flag to Parliament, because that's where my grandchild will be Prime Minister. Maybe the flags are not real. Well, what's crazy too, right, is that, like, I know this is like not a good thing to say, but like, what are the odds that Canada is still around in 100 years? In the way that, like, any country, what are the odds that some countries are still going to be around in like 100 to 200 years? Like, realistically, something might happen that changes the world. We have no clue. You know what I mean? This whole system might not be even, like, this whole system might not make any sense. So it's like, I don't know what's going on, but I can't predict the future. You wanted to say that, but you were afraid to get banned. Yeah, just let me say it. If you can't type something because you're worried that the bots will like get you, let me say it. Cause like yeah, it's true. Cause it's like you you literally can't predict 100 years into the future. Like anything could happen. The last 4 years have been so tumultuous that it just sort of feels like insane how many things have been going on. Don't worry, Autobot is only after you. Yeah, that misspelling was a very unfortunate. They had specifically this system, and they bought books though, and only lent one copy per time. So I know about their book system. What I'm talking about is that I swear the lawsuit was much more far-reaching beyond the books. No, like the lawsuit was actually alleging far more than just the books, and that the books was just one thing. But also, like I know that they have the system, but I swear the system. One of the things that they brought up was that the system couldn't guarantee that there was only one such copy at any given moment. So it's like, as far as I know, it was more about the technicalities as well as like the fact that there's other things on the site, and not really necessarily about the fact that the system is. Like you're arguing that just because they have this system means that they're all in the clear, but the technical but like the implementation of it matters too, and that's what I thought the lawsuit was about. However, it's been so long since we talked about the lawsuit that I don't remember. Because last time when we talked about it was when it happened back in like 2024 or something, so it's been a while. However, I will say this: it's not like any other system is immune to that either. Like it's in every other system, if you MITM it, you can just download the book and just keep it for yourself forever. So it's not really any more difficult. But the fact is, like, I think people who make the laws sort of know that, so they just say, okay, as long as you make it reasonably difficult, then it's fine. But again, I don't remember the specifics as to the book part. I just remember that it bled over into other portions of the site eventually, and then that bleeding over was when it started to really pop off, because that was when it was like, okay, now it's way too much. Technically speaking, your country isn't even 100 years old yet. Oh yeah, that's true. Right? Yeah. Because it's like. It was that, yeah. I won't talk about it, but it did involve a really, really large wall. Yeah, it's interesting to like think about that, where it's like, you know, some countries are barely even new. Zoomer country, yeah, Zoomer country versus Chad Boomer France. Nah, not the wall. Oh, not the wall. Oh, as in like the current identity of it, or unless you're in a whole different country than I'm thinking of, something slightly more. Oh wait. Oh yeah, wait. But I thought it was I thought the identity was the same, even though that event happened. Like I know exactly what event you're talking about, but I thought it was like the same identity of a country, even if the makeup of it is now different in terms of like the like, you know, the government structure and like, you know, what they believe in, right? But did they actually rebrand as an entirely new country to get away from that? Because that's it. That'd be interesting. Because then it's like, if it's the same stuff. Oh, but then I guess did the country change? Like because of the war? Like, yeah, okay, my history of that timeline in terms of what happened to the country itself is very weak. I know what happened during the war as like a baseline of like why we did it, the motivations for it, and what was going on, that sort of, and also why it was bad, but I don't know exactly how the geopolitical territory lines have changed. I guess you guess it depends on how one would define when it changed. Yeah, exactly. Because it's like, especially for certain countries, like let's say Vietnam, right? When Vietnam was under Chinese rule back in the year 100, all the way to the year 900, and then they leave Vietnam because of the revolution. Is it still Vietnam, or is it like a whole different place now? Right? I guess it's sort of interesting in that like countries are a bit like the ship of Theseus, where and past a certain number of generations and past a certain number of events, the country has no real, I guess, identity that matches what it was before, because it's just so different in terms of what it was that it's basically a whole new place, right? Arguably, like the same thing happens within China, where after it's like before cultural revolution, after a revolution, it's like two different places, you know, and then, you know, fairly recently they've been trying really hard to like bring back that history, but I guess that's more of a question for a different streamer. Like we need a historical streamer like Alf Hilde. They're a history teacher or somebody, so maybe they can help us figure that out. But I don't know. But if we consider the country the Federal Republic of Germany, then it wasn't that. That's fair. Then it wasn't that. That is true. But then it's like, I guess like, I guess like I wonder if that's like the semantics of what the country is, right? It's like semantics versus like the colloquial view, right? Not to say that it's the exact same place, but it's just the recognition that like it's the same place and it's two different pieces of history. Where it's like the history back then has informed the history of now, but it was also very distinct in its own history, and like, you know, because like everyone wants to move on from their own history, right? Because of, you know, various reasons. But then it's also still a part of that history. Because then it's like, if it's a new place, then the history doesn't really right? Doesn't really connect to it. And so it's like very weird to sort of look at that. But I've had this question for a long time of like, how do you draw lines between different countries? And when they sort of like grow and then break apart, like say the Soviet Union, when it breaks apart, like how do you name these things? What do you call them? It's a lot of complicated stuff. So we would start arguing semantics with country versus state as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, because then it's like, what does that even mean? It's like, and these words have real meaning, like very deep meaning, where it's like you have to choose them correctly to denote what kind of a place it is. But in colloquial speech, it's all used very similarly, except for in the United States and in Canada, where it's like, at least here, it's like we don't use it the same because we have these other smaller pieces, like our provinces and American states versus the country as a whole. But other places, it's like, well, is the country or is it a state? Is it a nation state? Like, well, what does that mean? You know what I mean? It's complicated. Anyways, all I know is that Canada. This is for my grandchild. Okay, I'm gonna need to call my grandchild in the future and let them know. I'll write a letter to them and then say happy birthday. European countries have smaller pieces too. Oh, no, you're right. Wait, yeah, you're right. So if you call it a state, what do you call a smaller portion of a state? Cities? Wait, so you have a state and then you have cities? But then, what's a nation state then? And then what's a country? Okay, now that I'm thinking about it more, maybe I don't know the hierarchy of those terms. Like, you know how companies have that like hierarchy of what title belongs to what person, right? What is the hierarchy of those terms? Counties? Is it counties? Germany is 16 states, and within states, it can be N cities. So where the counties come in? See, like, that's the thing. It's like, we need a pyramid. We need an MLM pyramid to define what the countries are. Anyways, all this, by the way, this is just a side note. They didn't... no one's goal was to get the flag. Though I will say my goal now is to get the flag. My goal is going to be to sign up for the flag for my grandchild. I'm gonna say great-grandchild because I don't even think my grandchild will still be alive if it's over 100. If it's over 100 years. State, counties, cities, towns. All right, and then it goes down to like specific rooms within the house, like bedroom, living room, your mom's room. Right? It just keeps getting more and more specific. That's like, better get it by next week. Country is a social construct. It is. I mean, basically, yeah. Better get it by next week. See, it's something about Canada, man. They say that the British know how to queue, but honestly, Canadians have been queuing their entire life for a single flag. Canadians spend 4 years waiting for a single book from the library. The British have nothing on us. Thank you for showing me that, because I had no clue. But again, good luck on your book. And you know what? I give you 1 point again for trying, and 1 point for horror as like the default point, because there's nothing here. I'm gonna give you 0 points actually, because it's not really terrifying. Though maybe the horror is that people wait 4 years for something that they might not even like anymore. Think of how many people are on the wait list that don't even care about the book anymore. Does the system even handle that? Feels bad. Sorry. Well, you get personal points for being the mod, okay? Just get the flag off of AliExpress. The leaf might be a weed silhouette instead, but whatever. Yeah, that's the funny part. If you buy a rip-off flag, what's the chances that it even matches the same motif? It's like, leaf, alright, just throw weed on there. It looks the same. This other chatter, their goal for the week was continue working on the sketch that they made, revisit their other creative project, and finalize coloring, and they were going to try masking again. And then they threw in an goal. I really enjoyed the goal because the goal implies that there's a format where you have to have 3 goals. But I need to remind people, you don't have to have 3 goals. I just choose 3 goals for myself because I like to live my life on the razor's edge, right? You can have 1 goal or 2 goals or 5 goals or 10 goals. Can we see the sketch? Yeah, are we allowed to see the sketch, or do you want to wait? You don't have to post it if you don't want to, especially if it will dox you. Like, I'd rather you just not. So yeah. But it is funny that their goal was go to bed on time at least once this a week. There we go. They gave up on the dragon painting, so they want to have something else. Oh, I see. So the dragon painting is now like a piece of shame for you. That like mocks you in the corner because it's still undone. You know what? As an art piece, as an art performance, you should light the thing on fire. Just be like, goodbye, boom. You can share the sketch. You don't mind. Do you do it in the goals? Yeah, sure. Just like toss it in there. I guess you can do it anywhere, really. I mean, these channels have no real system to them. Like, these channels have zero system to them. Like we have Shitters, and for a while, Shitters was going pretty well, and then eventually it died, and then we just started posting memes in it. And then I changed it to the toothpaste. I was trying to get people onto toothpaste, and then I posted the carbon shit. So yeah, you can technically post it anywhere, and it's also the same. The Muppets thing, I was trying to get people to use the Muppets, and no one did, and then, everyone kept doing Shitters, and then just shit everywhere. So yeah, you can just post your thing anywhere. It doesn't really matter. It's just, this channel has no system. Anyways, let's see their results here. They finally finished the sketch, cleaned up half the sketch lines. They figured out masking for creating a cooler tone. They might have had to change the image and file sizes, and the mask felt like your computer was melting. You know what? I have heard this was a common problem, and I remember trying to make a very large image for some reason, and I was like, wow, this is really lagging my PC. And I was very surprised because my PC can handle games at that quality, but it can't handle one image file. You also managed to go to bed before 1 a.m. for 2 days. That's actually very good. I'm very surprised that you were able to, because it's very hard to sleep early. I have that problem. Last night I slept at 4 a.m. and then I woke up at 11:40. So that's why we're late today. Is I woke up at 11:40. So yeah, it's kind of hard to sleep early. It's very hard. So I'm currently 3 cups of coffee again to try to keep myself awake. I will give you 1 goal, 1 point, because you actually met pretty much all of your goals, and 2 points because masking feels like a terrifying term if you just apply it without context, right? Without context, it's a little bit terrifying to see the word masking, but within context, it's really cool. But I'll just give you that because I like the idea of you creating things and then throwing things away and then burning things, because it's like you've given up on it, and it's like a living thing that is trying to mock you. You're like dragon painting. It's hard to sleep. I'm currently putting in effort to stay awake. What? So true, though. Yeah, actually true, though. Because it's like, what am I really doing if I'm just trying to put in effort to stay awake? But that's the thing. It's like, I don't think you would enjoy a stream where I'm sleeping. Like, okay, this is the thing about subathons, right? I look at a subathon and I go, I don't understand the point of a subathon. Because a subathon, right? I just think to myself, why would you want to see somebody sleeping? They're not even entertaining. Like, unless they start having like a wet dream or something, then maybe it'd be funny. But it's like, it'd only be funny if you're just, like, if you laugh at somebody. Like, it's weird to laugh at somebody nutting. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing that's like remotely funny is if they shit themselves, or they fart, or they piss their pants, or they like have a wet dream. And that's just weird. So it's like, I don't know what the point of a sleeping stream is most of the time. So when I think of a subathon, I think to myself, it seems counterproductive. Whereas you could have just a normal stream every single time. People pop on in, and you just keep it going. But then during the nighttime, there's no fluff. And then they're free to like go live their lives. I don't know. But though I do know that some people play videos and stuff while they're sleeping. But at that point, it's like, why even have a stream, right? That's why my subathon, once they send me the placid plastic duck thing. So there's a placid plastic duck diorama that's in real life. Once they send it to me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a 24/7 stream that looks at it. So at nighttime, you can look at the pretty water and the ducks floating around. And I'm gonna use like an AI thing to like track each duck separately. And then it'll be like chatters can fight for control of which duck. This is their sketch. Holy shit. Wait, that actually looks sick. I really like the concept and the idea too. Just think about the idea of this like mix of these different creatures all in one. But then you know what it is? This drawing, it would fit so well within Kenshi. It would actually fit so well within Kenshi. This is sick. God, why is this chat so talented? Why are all of you so good at what you do? How come I'm not talented? How come I'm not talented? Anyways, you should email the Kenshi team. You should email the team that makes Kenshi, because they're making Kenshi 2, and they would I think your character would be scary to see within the game. Because if I saw this creature running towards me, clad within armor, wielding 4 swords, I'd be like, oh shit, my team is gonna die. That's sick. Thank you for sharing. This other chatter, some slight Star Wars, exactly, some slight Star Wars vibes too. But you know what it is? Star Wars is basically Japanese anime and manga, but for Westerners. Like, it's literally the same vibe. If I think of what it is, it's like Japanese samurai within space. That's what Star Wars as a whole has always felt like to me. Because the entire idea is that the way of the blade is stronger than the way of the gun. And it's literally, they just give them powers that only work with the blade for some reason. You slowly come up with a webcomic with them. Yes! Yes, we have an in-house webcomic creator. Yes, sir! You know what? I wish you the best. And I hope that you make it through. Because this, honestly, I'd be very curious to read this. I'd be very excited too. Because there's something cool about this character concept, and I really do hope that you go through with it. And especially the posing. I really enjoy the posing because it reminds me a lot of like, what's those like old, I'm trying to remember what the exact style is, but it's like the old paintings from like, say, the Renaissance of various demons and stuff, and they would have this like very sort of like, almost like strange, not like strange isn't bad, but it's like, it's the way that they pose looked inhuman. That's exactly okay. It looked inhuman. The way that they would like pose, and like it's the way that they would like impose themselves upon the world. Something about that felt so creepy to me. Like this genuinely makes me feel like, oh god, this thing is not of this world, and it makes me genuinely terrified. Because the way that it looks and the way that it's moving and the way that it's holding itself, it feels like it's like a being that's trying to fit in a world. It's weird. I like it. I like it a lot. That's what it reminds me of. It's the exact feeling of those like ancient classic paintings of like demons and stuff when they're just in these like almost like just, I don't know, unsettling and terrifying poses. Something about this immediately screams at me and it says, look away. So yeah, I hope that you do make that because it is cool. And actually, funny thing about the webcomics too. I hope that you still have a day job because I've heard from a lot of webcomic creators have been coming out recently, and they've been saying that the one flaw of like making a webcomic is that you don't make enough money. Even on a platform like Webtoon, they don't make enough money. Like even the popular ones, apparently they say they make basically nothing unless they force ads, unless they force people to watch ads, or they force people to pay coins to be able to read the story. They basically make $0, even if they're a very famous webtoon/webcomic. Like it's kind of insane to me because it's like, especially if it's something like on the level of, say, it has 1 million readers, if they don't make any money, how is that whole thing sustainable? But while Webtoon themselves as a company are probably making bank off of the ads, so I'm like, it just feels weird that a lot of money isn't going to them. It's why I tend to find that the person, was it Mongi, when she was making things like the Let's Play webcomic, I can see why she left that platform. Because I can see why it wasn't profitable for her and why she didn't want to subject herself to that sort of mess of not ever making enough money to like make her stuff. However, I will say this. Oh, you read that comic? It's so good. I love that comic. It's such a good comic. You're only doing this for fun now. Good. Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, even if it's for fun, I still hope you all the best, and I wish you the best of successes. Your drawing tells me to look away. Not like that. Not like that. No. POV, when you say something and then you also don't say it well, so it makes the person feel bad. However, since you know Let's Play, did you know that there's a game based on Let's Play? It's coming out soon, actually. They're currently on beta version 4 since October 7th. I've been waiting for this game for about 3 years now. I've been waiting for this game. It's a dating visual novel based on the comic, and I swear to God, it's going to be the best visual novel ever because it's like every single character. You think they're also making another comic? I read a bit of their other comic, but I couldn't get into it. Just something about this idea. You know what it is? I'm a sucker for whatever this concept is. I don't know why. There's something about this concept that I really enjoy. But yeah, if you ever want to know about the game, it is coming out at some point in the future. I kind of forgot that we had this game open. Sorry. I'll just post it here. I'll post it inside the other channel, and I'll switch the window back to Discord. Post it inside this channel. Finally, the final accountability accountants. Mint. So again, their goal has been start making. Well, no, their goal was implied to be that they're continuing to work on the font. I think they typed it within chat, but I forgot to type it back here. So if you type it within chat, if you can type it within here, because I'll forget to copy your goal. Like sometimes I remember, like last time the mod told me directly, so I just copied it here, but sometimes I'll forget. So if you can do it yourself, then please do it yourself, because I'm an old man. I'm an old man with no real ideas and no real good memory. But they failed working on the font this week. Shame. Their only goal was to work on kerning for all 26 letters and all other letters of whatever languages that they wanted to support. Shame. Hey, when are you gonna work on Japanese characters like kanji and stuff? And when are you gonna move on to simplified Chinese? Huh? And then when are you gonna move on to French? Huh? Where's the work on that? Shame. But yeah, no, that's just the way it is, right? Sometimes this stuff is hard to do, and sometimes it's hard for us to be able to get this stuff going. But the key is that we try. The key is that we try to make it happen, and the key is that we work on it every single week. Was this idea is webcomic, but make it full of native ads and product placements to make it. Is this within the same sentence, within the same breath, within the same conversation? We get a new idea. Webcomic, but make it full of native ads and product placements to make it financially viable. Got to be right on the edge where it's not so obnoxious that it bothers people versus how good the story/content is. You know what's funny about that? Okay, before I talk about and the accountability circle, there is so many K-drama subway reasons, like scenes. Here, look. K-drama, look, it's subway scenes. Look. This is a compilation of very obvious ad placements. These are real Korean dramas where it's just a regular show, but for some reason they all seem to have Subway in them as a product placement. So Memories of the Alhambra, Signal, they always go into Subway to eat the food. And Subway is massive within South Korea. Misang, Descendants of the Sun, by the way, really interesting show. The K2, like look at this. And they're all ordering Subway and then they get food, Dr. John. And then they all sit down to eat it. Like, this is what your webtoon should have. Yeah, it's like an in-webtoon placement, ad placement for Subway. Also, I've always wanted this party platter. No one that I've ever met has ever bought a party platter. And I still want it. Do you think you want Subway now? I also want Subway now. Like, I know that Subway sucks, but I really want Subway. Like, oh, look at them eat that. Oh, was that a Subway branded handbag? Wait. Here? Oh my god. I just saw it. Oh my god, it is. Chat, it's a Subway branded. Oh, but maybe it's like a food bag. That's sick. That's a crazy ad placement. I don't even know how he saw that. Work gave us those one time. Work gave you a Subway party platter? That's sick. Also, look at this scene when he's holding the sub for her to eat. And then he's like staring at her, smiling. And then what's funny is that these are actors playing the characters. So they're not in love, but they have to pretend like they're in love. So this is all in a TV drama in multiple. So look at the words on the bottom right. Every time it changes. First number is the season, second number is the episode. So it's dozens of TV dramas that have a Subway ad placement in them. Dozens. You just saw 12 flip through. That was a series of 12, and that was within 10 seconds. But people took more than one sub at a time for the party platter. So the boss had to go to Dollarama and get more loaves of bread. What? Wait. So your boss's solution to people taking more than one sub at a time was to go to Dollarama to get bread. And what do they do with the bread? Because it's not like the bread makes the sub. There's like more inside the Subway sandwich. So what happened to, like, what else did they do then? Why did they stop at the bread? Like, why is her face like this? I'm sorry. This is, I didn't mean to freeze frame it here. Holy shit. I didn't mean to freeze frame it. Chad, she looks like she really loves the sub. Holy shit. She's really enjoying the sub. Oh shit, I'm so sorry to whoever this actor is. It's just the way that she looks. She's like into this sub. What's with her eye? It's like the combination of her eyes and her lips. I think she was trying to do that feeling of when your mind blanks out and you're just so into what you're eating that you just can't help but get lost in the sauce. Because that's what this is, right? Is her lips opening like that, and the way that her lips are pursed and then her eyes are glazing backwards. Like, that's funny. If your lunch is late, then sucks to be you. Yeah, okay, because thing, right? What is inside of a Subway sandwich? This has the best exemplar. Because I don't like the solution is funny because this is what's inside of a Subway sandwich. There's meat, there's vegetables, right? So when they get the bread, like I want to get into the mind of your manager where it's like, do they only like at that point are you just eating toast? Do they even toast the bread, or is it just plain bread? And what's crazy too, bread from Dollarama is like the bottom of the barrel bread, and while it's still being expensive. So it's not even like necessarily cheapest in the world. It's still very pricey, and it's also bottom of the barrel. So if you just get bread, it must taste like shit. One time people at work ordered pizza, and your coworker ordered with extra cheese. So chef just put a whole damn cheese with the package on top of the pizza box. That's funny. Like they couldn't be bothered to deal with, putting on extra cheese, and they were like, fuck it, just have the cheese. You know what? If they have to meet the obligation of giving you the food, then I think that's at least they've done that, right? But look. Everybody eats Subway. Even these serious scenes. In Goblin, you know what this scene is? This person is taking a break. And this person isn't even like a real person. They're like a creature. And they're taking a break after, having like a very deep conversation with the person that they came back to life for. Or maybe this is like the bad guy. But you know what I mean? Like these are people, like these are serious scenes that are interspersed with Subway scenes. Hotel Del Luna, Homemade Love Story, The Ghost Detective. Like that's a ghost crying at... This is a ghost crying at the table eating Subway or something probably. And she's just staring at this ghost eating Subway while no one cares about him crying. Like, this is absurd. Crash Landing on You. I swear this one was about, like, South Korea and North Korea or something. I swear it's about, like, a North Korean spy or something. And for some reason, it's set in Subway. Like, there's something about Subway and, like, the in-show ad placements. That the idea of a webcomic full of the native ads, like, the ads within the thing itself, isn't bad. I think you could actually hit Subway up and do Subway ads, and I think Subway would be happy to, because Subway already does it for K-dramas, right? Webtoons are a very Korean platform, and so it makes sense that they have a relationship with Subway. I think you could actually spin a Subway ad placement in your webcomic. Like if you do a webcomic, like imagine this character eating a Subway sandwich. Where are they? This character eating a Subway sandwich. I need an image. I need an image of a Subway sandwich. Subway sandwich. Okay, perfect. Kind of good enough. Save image as sandwich. Good, you're good. Pop in the image. This is proof of the mods. Where's the sandwich? Sandwich. Fit the screen. Green screen. Chroma key. Chroma key the whites, even though that doesn't really work, but sure. We'll figure it out as we go. Okay, too much. Perfect. That's it. That's your ad placement right there. That's your ad placement. It's just he's holding a sub here. He's got a sub down here, right? Or even instead of whatever this like orb of like voidness is, it's just a Subway sandwich. There we go. Put another in the bottom hand. Yeah, exactly. Like every hand has a Subway sandwich. Yeah. We do Subway sandwich here, Subway sandwich there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. He just has 4 subs. That's some good stuff. That's some really good stuff. It's 4 subs. Okay, but this one looks like he's holding like a Subway sandwich in the place of his cock. Okay, that one actually looks a little bit more sus than the bottom left now. You really want a Subway sandwich now. I really want a Subway sandwich too. I really want a Subway sandwich too. Cinema. Okay, I mean, look at the bottom right one looks like he's jerking off, but you could have a Subway Mancer. Like it is possible. You could spin a Subway sponsorship deal. It's absolutely doable. It's absolutely doable. You could spin a Subway sandwich sponsor. His expression is perfect with all those sandwiches. It really is. Like he's so happy. He's like, yes, time to eat. He's like, yes, time to eat the sandwich. He's so happy. He's so happy to eat Subway. I'm thinking about some Subway. Oh man, that's good. That's really good. Oh man. That should be a meme. I'm surprised that this has never been a meme format where they do different types of media and then they just Photoshop Subway sandwiches inside the media to like make it seem like it's a part of the media because of the whole Subway sponsorship thing, right? Like, I'm surprised that this is not an existing meme format. He wasn't paying attention and then you go back to this. This is great. The sandwich mancer. Oh man, the sandwich mancer. This is good. Well, you know what? That's how you make money, is you contact Subway. You have to contact Subway, let them know that you want to make some money, and that you'll place a real ad for the Subway in it. Thank you everyone for joining in this week's Accountability Circle. We got some good laughs and some good knowledge out of this. This week, I'm going to do some things like this. This week, my goals are, and also, next Accountability Circle, next Friday, so let me get the timestamp now. The next Accountability Circle will be at... The next Accountability Circle will be on... The next Accountability Circle will be on... with no time, please, because I'm not a time person. I'm just a day person. My goals for this week are... I will take this project seriously and actually hold myself accountable to the goals and try to meet them instead of blowing my time on other things, like learning about the K-drama Subway rabbit hole. Although it is pretty funny, okay? I will try to Photoshop some more memes of Subway as a native ad into other things that aren't K-dramas, okay? I will also, this week, actually reorganize my time such that I only focus on the things that I want to achieve instead of mindless dopamine slop. And to do so, I will delete my mindless dopamine slop mobile game right now. It's being deleted. Okay? And I will finish the Accountability Circle theme, Circle 3D scene for next week's VR chat segment. Though I do not know if I want it to be a VR chat world. I think it'll just be a scene I integrate instead of a whole VR chat world. Sorry, I keep burping. Okay, so I'm actually gonna hold myself to this. So everyone, thank you for joining in today's Accountability Circle. Please get your goals in for the week and we'll all work on them. I'll update the main post as well with the new date. Thank you all for joining. I really enjoyed this segment. It was sort of funny to see the Subway thing. Just something about the Subway ad, apocalypse. The Subway apocalypse. That's a good topic. And also, I will sign up for a Canadian flag for my great-great-grandchild and prepare the necessary living arrangements and names in order to obtain the flag. This is going to be a big one. It's like, I'm going to do everything I can to get a forever home for multiple generations of my family starting today. Chat, you have changed the trajectory of my entire family line. We will no longer have to worry about, I gotta rent here. No. I'll deal with that. Welcome to the forever home. Thank you, chat. You changed my family's life. Did you know, by the way, that we were playing a game? Maybe the whole segment of me combining with Necess was a failure. But the VOD's gonna be awful. Like, the VOD's gonna be terrible. So the VOD is going to be like a mix of too many different things. I'm going to delete that world. And I'm just going to make a new world. And I'm going to do the world of chat. And we're actually going to try this game seriously. Because I did actually want to try this game seriously. So, again, top-down Terraria. I wanted to do it with that portion, but it was kind of a failure. But I did actually want to try playing this game seriously. Because, again, if it works out and it's better than Terraria in terms of I don't have to jump and make a map in order to fight a boss... and maybe it'd be more fun, then I hope it does. This does replace that game in my mind. And again, this game's on sale right now. So if you do want to buy this game, you can buy it right now, today. It's probably the best time to buy it. It's finally actually cheap. Not that it wasn't cheap before. I think relative to the value that you get, like you can probably get hundreds of hours worth of game out of this game, compared to based on what I've seen people do. But like, it's even cheaper now. Walk close the elder. Talk. Hi. I want to buy something. You're selling revival potions. No, I'm okay. Let's look at your equipment. What? I can equip the elder? I can take a sword. Wait, chat, we can kill him. Thank you for your sword. I'm gonna kill you now. I took a sword, now he's dead. He has no sword. Chat, he has no sword. My sword is a copper sword. I'm only here to help you. Please stop. What have I done to you? Everything. How do you have a sword again? How do you have a sword again? How do you have a sword again? Come back here. You can't run from me. You ran from me. Okay, chat. He got a sword again, but that's fine. But if we kill him, he'll drop another sword. We're actually gonna try to take this seriously. It is... Again, I enjoy these types of games, even if it's a little complicated to play them. Because all the NPCs can kill you in one shot, but... I really want to see sort of like... how this compares to Terraria. Because Terraria to me is sort of the gold standard for this type of game. It's like a 2D RPG style game. What is your equipment? How do you get a sword again? Manage equipment themselves by using settlement storage. Come here. You're going to die. He took everything. He took my logs. He took everything. He's collecting items from my dead body. Okay, so when you die, you lose things. Also, I realized that there's a hunger bar. You don't heal all the way to full when you come back to life. And I do know that there's a skill tree. So you do level up within this game because they added new skills. So the 1.0 release added a lot. But what is the point? Like, does this character come back to life? Presumably no, right? If I kill them, then they're gone for good, right? I got their shoes. Oh my god, I got their shoes. I robbed them for their shoes. Oh my god, I robbed them of their shoes. Okay, well, they'll equip themselves. Hey, look. Restores 50 plus 10% of max health immediately. Nice. Oh, and we get more bread. Oh, wait, so food gives buffs. Local village map. Local dungeon map. Use to find points of interest. Settlement flag. Cannot be placed at NPC villages. What? This is not a settlement? I just killed this old man? Oh. Oh my god, chat. I just killed this old man. He wasn't even like a... Leather dashers. Hold space to sprint. What? Chat, I just killed this old man for no reason. The hunter? Who is Nick? Hey, Nick. You know I killed someone? Where are all you coming from? Are you rich or poor? I want to buy something. Okay, well, I guess I'm poor. I want to sell something. Okay, well, I guess I'm really poor. Take the wool and take the leather. He only buys those. Okay, will you join my settlement? I'll join your settlement for 183 coins and that much leather. Wow, what? You can do hauling? Crap. Wait. They have jobs? Okay, wait, this game is sick. That's the one thing about Terraria that I hated the most, was that in Terraria, it didn't feel like you could make the characters do things. It was sort of weird in that the characters that you saw, the NPCs, they had set roles, but you couldn't make them do specific things that you wanted them to do. They would just decide when they wanted to do these things, which isn't the worst thing ever, but it did make me go like, I wish I had a bit more control. It's like, I wanted something similar to Kenshi, but not to that same degree, but just enough to make it work. I need a wood pickaxe. Requires 8 logs, which I have. Go to the ladder and use the ladder to go underground. I don't think that person's coming back to life. Oh no, chat, I don't think that person's coming back to life. Are they gone forever? Yeah, they just asserted themselves in my house and they didn't even pay rent. Well, I mean, they kind of did. Maybe they didn't pay rent to you, but holy shit, I'm rich! What the? There's just gold coins down here. Whoa! I'm rich. It's not that hard to make money. But they do need wool to get the hunter. So I do need wool to convince the hunter. It's not that hard to make money, chat. You know what? But what are people why are people complaining about making money? Oh god. Okay. This game is really cool. I actually really enjoy this. I know it doesn't seem like much, but that was pretty fun to hit that guy. now we can mine ores. So ores are used. You can find all kinds of ores. Find out about caves and biomes. Go to the surface to start your settlement by placing the flag. You find one in the starter house chest. So okay, now we do the quest for the settlement flag. This is the chest for the flag. We get potions. Local dungeon map, local thing. You have no money. You want to just kill an old guy and rob him. Well, I did, and he had no money either. he was also broke. We're all broke. Life is complicated. There's just not enough money for all of us. Where should I put the flag? I guess, how about we put the flag... Okay, like the Canadian flag, right? It should be outside. And what I want my house to have is a middle... almost like atrium. That's like a terrarium. So I'm gonna put the flag in the middle of where I want my terrarium to be. The house I stole. The home I stole. That's good. Cool. Press C to open the menu. The settlement menu is where you can manage your settlers. They help you gather resources, can join you on adventures. It looks like the Elder has a quest for you. Go pick it up. Where's the Elder? Wait, he spawned. Chat, the Elder spawned. I was really worried about the Elder dying. I was really worried. Hey, buddy. When you are done, I will give you a reward. About the Elder, right? Kill Evil's Protector. Summoned at night by using a mysterious portal. And you get a lunchbox. Okay. Now let's go some major objectives that you can work toward, but feel free to discover the world at your own pace. Thank you for playing. That's the whole game. That's it. That's all you need. And you know what? That's kind of cool. I actually like the concept of the game so far. It is very Terraria coded. But I think it actually brings something more interesting in that if what I'm assuming is correct, the ability for you to command and like convince players and NPCs to do this stuff. And the fact that I'm pretty sure there is a skill tree somewhere if I can find the button. Adventure Journal. Oh my god, look at this. What is this Adventure Journal? Whoa. There's like a whole different... There's objectives, challenges. You get a costume. You find items. That's cool. I know enemies come to your base at nighttime too. If I can find the skill thing. I swear there's a skill button somewhere. C is open the settlement menu. Diet? New settlers. You have no eating settlers. He doesn't eat? Change diet. Simple, fine, gourmet. Restrict. New settlers are unrestricted. He's unrestricted. All settlers unrestricted. Work priorities. What can he do? Hey, what's your job? That's my bet. Explain something to me. No, what can you do? Go back. Looking for some tips. No, what can you do? You have another copper sword. I'm gonna make this old man work. You will drop off and use items from the settlement storage. Settlers will use workstations to craft recipes. Chop down trees and replant them in zones. This actually feels a lot like RimWorld. Where will milk and shear animals? You know what? I do need... Oh my god, I do need animals. Wait, chat, this is actually sick. Okay, so... Okay, we do a forest zone. We do a forest zone like this. Alright. Only select sapling. Allow planting trees. Oh, that's sick. Replant chop down trees. Okay, so now assign... So now that that's there, I can get him to be a forester. He's incapable of doing anything. All he's good for is killing zombies. That's kind of crazy. But this is a cool concept. You know what? If a game can succeed at making it so it's a mix of Terraria plus RimWorld, then I think it's gonna be good. It's also like Stardew. You've never played that game. Yes. It's exactly like Stardew. It's especially the Call of Duty segment. There's a segment in Stardew where it becomes a first-person shooter, and you have to survive within the mines as the zombies bear down on you. It's quite a difficult game actually. Anyways, let's actually make stuff because I need probably some shears. How do you make a shear? Shears require 10 iron bars. I have copper. Can we use a shear of sheep? Because to get the hunter, you have to get this. Well, I just kill the sheep instead of dealing with shearing them. I'll just kill the sheep. I'm sure this isn't like Minecraft with a sheep or like a one-time thing. Sus. Don't worry. Killing the sheep is good for the economy. Everyone knows that as you kill more sheep, it's better for the world. Also, maybe I misread the skill thing, but I swear there was as part of the announcement for 1.0 that they mentioned that the skills, or maybe they meant skills as in things that you have in terms of weapons. This place is awful. The sheep are dying. There's archers. Holy shit! There's a lot of zombies. Oh god! 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 I just want the sheep. Oh my god! Old man! Old man! Where's the elder? Chat, the elder has left the home. I repeat, the elder has left the home. He's coming back? Let's see if the old man can kill 6 zombies. I don't think he can. I don't know what he's doing. Oh my god. Chat, we might lose him. Wait, he's kind of sick with it, actually. Wait, wow. Damn, you're pretty good at this, man. You're pretty good at this. Honestly, I'm surprised that... I mean, it's a good thing that I let you live now. Oh, perfect. More animals. So the hunter needed 21 wool. The zombies killed a sheep. There's a cow. There's a bull. Wait, can't the bull and the cow have sex, or is that 2 different species? No, we just call male cows bulls, but they're not really bulls. Okay, you help me fight. Okay, never mind, you just died. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm killing every single animal that I see. Is this the way you're supposed to play the game? There's no way. The squirrel got demolished. Oh my god. Oh right, I can sprint. There's flowers. You know what it is? The one thing about these games that I do sort of hate is that the flow of the game is very, very difficult early because there's so much things to do. It's one thing that, you know, the creators of Power World, they made a game called Craftopia. It's the one thing that Craftopia did really, really well compared to all other games of this type. Where the games were very, very streamlined and actually gave you a pathway to eventually get to somewhere where, you know, it felt like you were making good progress without feeling lost. That's what a hunter is. I need more sheep. I need like 7 more wool. And I will get the wool. Sheep? No, archer. Sheep? No, archer. Sheep? No, archer. My stamina was low. Health potion fatigue, so we can't spam it. Sheep? No, archer. Sheep? 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 Sheep. Oh no. I think I killed every single sheep. What's this? A new entry has been added to your adventure journal. Gun? I'm glad they kept the same vibe of Terraria, too. Where the weapon... where the weapons have a very strange quality about them. Enchant a single weapon with a mindful. Where like weapons are things ranging from swords to guns. Like there's a fantasy element and there's also, you just have like a handgun. So if I just take this, I can just... Huh. Different biomes. You know, I can see this being a very fun game. I don't think I'll play this for too long. Like maybe like an hour, because I just wanted to check it out, but... I feel like we could do a longer form playthrough of this game. Because the thing about Terraria is that when I first played it, I think I clocked over 500 hours in that one game. So it's like the one fear that I have is that I'd be only playing this for the next year or so. Same with Minecraft. Like when I first played that, it was at least 1,000 hours. Ken the pawnbroker is coming to town. Okay. Ah, sheep. Wait, I can buy wool from the hunter to convince him to join my colony. I'm sure he'll let me buy wool off him. Sheep? Cow. Where are you? Hunter? Where's the hunter? Hunter? Where'd the hunter go? I also like this idea of you have to find the NPCs. They're not always available to you. Sometimes they'll just show up randomly. And they'll just be there. Holy shit, a duck. Sorry. Wait, the bird's gonna fly away, so why don't you just shoot it? Oh! That's sick. Okay, this might be the best game ever. See, okay, I know they call it rabbit because they run fast, just to shoot it. Oh! Oh shit, there's so much food. Boom, boom. We're hunting in the forest. That's sad. Hey, pawnbroker, who are you? Hey, it's crazy, right? People just do this stuff to animals. Nuts. Hey, I want to pawn some items. A pawnbroker. I'm all that I need. All you do is you buy things. I tried to kill him, but I couldn't do it. There's actually a bunch of items on the floor. Map fragments. Oops. B, I'm assuming, was a food button. What is a map fragment for? When you get map fragments, you can combine 2 for a map. I'm assuming that's only at the workshop. So wait, the people randomly show up. Sometimes they leave. You have to find them again if you want to have them in your party. You can build husbandry zones, so maybe we can collect animals to move them somewhere. So maybe killing them was a bad move, but it's fine. Because I still need 6 more wool. You can go into a dungeon zone, which is under your base at all times. And you can always go downstairs, because you build other entrances to the dungeon. You then manage your characters in your settlement like it's a bit like RimWorld. So you set up zones for work, you set up jobs for them, and then they do things automatically, which helps you save time. And then you just go out and you explore and you do whatever you want in a world that's guns. Oh my god. I feel like a farmer that's going around doing that. And look at this, and there's even like weird biomes too. You get stuff like crypts, you can open up people's graves and steal stuff. This is kind of cool. At some point I was thinking of playing Terraria on stream because I was sort of craving that gameplay, and I haven't really gone through the entirety of the new content yet, which is all the stuff involving the new weapons, the new characters. But then looking at that game, I was like, you know, because so much of it is known to me, but I'm not good at speedrunning games, so I can't beat the game quickly, and I was like, is it really worth it? Whereas this is completely net new, so my brain says, oh, this is a totally new thing. Surely this will feel good to play because it's new. You're so dead. What's the gate? There it is. 4% tame. Oh, oops. So, oh, I see. You tame them by using a feeding trough and giving them food. Oh, so that's why you don't want to necessarily kill them, because you could make them yours. Bonnie the animal keeper. I'm so sorry. I didn't know these were yours. Hey. Hello. I have some of the most exotic animals you'll ever see. Sure. What? Use to summon a pet penguin. What? Pet parrot. Tame ostrich mount? There's no way. Will you join my settlement? I want to stay here for now. What can you do? You want to stay here for now. Okay, well, I'll be back in just a moment to buy your mount. So there's mounts in the game. That's interesting. It feels very similar to... wait, she wants to stay here for now. But what if we break her house? Yeah. What if we break her house? Okay, well, I've already killed her 2 sheep. So presumably when she realizes that her sheep are dead, she'll come to me asking for help. And she'll be like, hey, what happened to my sheep? Do you know? And I'll lie to her and I'll say, I don't know. But I know what happened to your sheep. Follow me. That's how you get somebody, that's how you convince someone to join your party. You traumatize them. It's actually a perfect JRPG formula. You find somebody, you traumatize them, and you say that you can help them. It's actually also the formula for real life. Why did I think that this would be a good accountability circle game? Like, think about this game. I can see myself trying to run a server for this, for the accountability circle. And then imagine trying to corral people away from doing what they're doing. Because we had that problem in Factorio, where at some point in Factorio, people just kept making things. And they kept going around and making more complicated things. And it got to the point where, like, things were getting so complicated that I had to add a mod to add an in-game note system to organize everybody's work. And people were writing notes on what was going on. And then one person built an entire drone system, but didn't communicate to us anything. Another person built an entire train system, and it was like, but we had no clue how it worked. It was just pure insanity. I'm actually kind of glad that we dropped that game. I can't imagine ever playing that ever again. Let's go down to the cave. If I just sell double swim speed, I want to pawn some items. Will you buy this? Yes. Will you buy this? Yes. Will you buy this? This. Buy everything that I don't need. Sell shoes. But man, was it fun at the time. It was fun at the time. Yeah. I actually do agree that it's still fun, actually. I still would enjoy playing it. It's just hard for me to want to get back into whatever that was, which is specifically that feeling of we have to do everything. Like, all of us have to do everything by ourselves. It was just so difficult. Yeah, we got lost in sauce. Exactly. Because it was like, I didn't realize just how much stuff was in the game for us to do until we started doing it, and I was like, this is too much stuff for us to do. I was like, there's just way too much for us to have to handle. But it was fun, but I was just like, oh man, I don't know if I would ever want to do this willingly again. It was just kind of scary. Let's split this. I guess I just go like this. Okay, sure. I take this. Alright. Some point a sheep is gonna come here when they'll think it's safe, and then we'll just and then we'll eat them. Couldn't find the hunter again. I'm gonna assume there's more NPCs that we'll see eventually. Maybe at nighttime the hunter goes out, but for now we can't see him. I'll cook some food, and we'll go underground, and we'll see what to do. Because underground is, I'm assuming, where most of the game is. Oh, another thing about these games that it's sort of difficult too. Because they're so freeform, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but because they're so freeform, it's difficult to feel like you're moving in a way that makes sense for you. Like, a lot of the time, because these games are so freeform, you can do everything, and I feel like that amount of choice can feel almost too much. Where you get lost, and there's like a paralysis to that feeling of you being lost. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. As soon as I tried that, and as soon as I saw how tedious it was, I'm not doing that. There's a mouse. Okay, there's a stone. What the hell is that? What's that? It's very tanky. Oh god, there's like shit everywhere. Oh god. Oh god. Iron ore. Stone caveling. Like holding something. Hey. Come back here. Come back. Oi. Hey. Oh, what? I thought it was safe because he walked over it. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, it's over. Oh no, it's over. You know what? I need a companion. Before we go down there, I need to convince someone to come with me to fight for me. Right? Why die yourself when you can get someone to die for you? What was it's like the Sun Tzu Art of War thing. Right? Why fight your own battles when someone can fight for you? I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I'm sure that's what he said. It sounds too obvious to not be said by Sun Tzu. And that's a deep joke. Well, that's a goblin. Wait, what? Oh, there was a goblin. The caveling is over there. It's healing. Actually, it's healing back to full. What's interesting is I can't imagine trying to kill the caveling without any ranged weapon. That guy moves really fast, and he's basically immune to everything. So you can't even corral him around. He just sits there. And what's this? Yeah, that's gonna be the most annoying part of this game. Actually, I can already see some bits of this game where it's a really cool looking game and it's really fun, and I enjoy the concepts of the RimWorld stuff, but it's weird because it's like the reason why I enjoy RimWorld is because I don't have to do anything. Like, I don't need to do any of the actual annoying portions where you have to deal with making stuff and finding things and like building things up, where you can just get people to do it for you, and then you just watch them do it in the same way that you watch your ant farm, which I'm assuming would happen, but I don't have an ant farm. Also, we have the mysterious portal for the boss, so maybe we just do the boss and we leave, but there's more stuff down here. What's all this? Sapphire. What? There's also a building down there. So there's Sapphire on this side. There's this weird building over here. What's all this? Why are they here? If the boss fight works out, I'll think about bringing this back. I just wanted a very quick look at this game before we move on to the horror game segment. So, and obviously most of the time was, I can't believe that there was a trap there. Most of the time was taken up by the accountability circle, so that was my bad, but I think there is something here. It's actually fascinating, this like mix. Again, still the same problem of, I think if you enjoy, like that's my one problem with Stardew Valley too, where I was more interested in the visual novel aspect, and I didn't want to have to deal with the portion where you have to go around and do things like, oh, you have to mine things out and make things work. Like that was the one portion where I was like, I feel like this is not something that I want to do. But you can't have the game without that, so. And at least this game gives you a way out of that, eventually. Let's go and kill this boss. So it says if I use a mysterious portal, I can spawn the boss. Put everything back, except for the mysterious portal. Fire arrow, put it there, put that there, put it there, put that there. Take everything but the food and the arrows. We'll just leave this here. And then we use the mysterious portal to do what? Summons a mysterious creature. What? Oh shit, okay, alright, this is the first boss fight that we're doing. Evil's Portal. Oh fuck. Dynamite! The flag is being disbanded. The settlement is gone. I repeat, the settlement is gone. The old man died. That was a complete failure of a boss fight. What? Everything's gone. The boss is gone. Everything's gone. The woods are gone. The town is gone. This is a fun game. I'm actually excited to try to get into this. Again, it'll be post-Halloween though. That's the thing about Halloween that's sort of annoying to me is like, when I'm in Halloween, I feel obligated to play horror games. Not that I feel obligated to, but I really enjoy playing horror games, and this is the only month where I want to play them, so. But also, it's gonna be hard to slot this in. Like if I'm looking at games to play, right? Maybe this would be a good multiplayer game for all of us to have. But then thinking about how much time it would take to play this game too. Because this game does have support for, it seems like a lot of players. The trailer seemed to show like 64 players or something, so I'm sure you can probably play as many people with as many people as you want, but then there's that time commitment to make this game work. You know what it is? I think I'm over the idea of an open world game. And I think it's just because I've played so many of them and now that I'm at a certain point in my life where it's like, I don't know if I want to spend my time doing a game like this over and over. Where you just sit there and you slowly mine things away. Like, it's weird, but a game like Road Warden feels so much more compelling to me, even though it's not really the same type of game, because it feels like an open world game, but there's like a very specific storyline that you're following. And so it doesn't feel like you're so stuck into doing one or two specific things the entire time to like get to the next step to unlock another third option to do for the next like 5 hours. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm just old now. It is a cool game though. I just kind of wish there was an easy way to find people. I guess there's no easy way to. But, you know, the problem with these games is that it ultimately boils down to something like this. Where a lot of it is just running around, opening things, finding things. Dealing with enemies that keep running towards you. And slowly building up towards whatever goal that you want. And it's weird, but I love that idea of being able to do whatever you want. But I can't be asked to play something like a sandbox ever again. And it's just a personal thing. And I wonder how many other people feel like that, where it's like, it's just hard for you to want to have to like spend time towards playing these sandbox style games. I have nunchucks. What? Holy shit, I do have nunchucks. They suck. Again, it's not like it's a bad game. It's actually pretty interesting. It's just something about the time commitment that makes me go, I don't know if I want this. Is he wearing the hat? He's wearing the hat. He's wearing the hat that you wear in very cold places. The Yashanka. Ram, Snow Bunny. There's no NPC. And you know what? It makes me kind of sad that I can't enjoy games like this anymore. Because I was thinking to myself, yeah, it'd be really cool to have a long-term game to get like bite your teeth into, right? But even with my wife, we tried to get into these various types of games, right? And she was telling me to play a game called Fields of Mystria. But I was like, oh man, I have to like play that game and then go through the endless grind of farming and getting to the next step again. And even that didn't sound appealing to me. But she loves that game. And I'm like, I really want to play with her, but it's just hard. I should get into Pikmin. The mod's been trying to get me into this game. But even something like that, okay? I like the idea of a fitness game, but the mod's been trying to get me into this fitness game where we run. And we keep running around to like do stuff. But then it's like, I don't know if I want to like do that and measure my life in that way. Oh, you mean the Switch game? It's for walking. Wait, what? The Switch game is for walking? Wait, how? Wait, the Switch game is is it similar to do you know about is this before your time? Do you remember something called Ring Fit Adventure? The Wii Ring Fit, which I still have and I actually still want to play fully, but the Switch game is a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game? So the Switch game is a puzzle game. It's not like the Pikmin that we saw last time where it's like the bugs and stuff. Ring Fit was for rich people. You're rich. No, it's not for rich people. I mean, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I should have made my base here. What the fuck is this? Activate? Missing activate item. What am I missing? Hello? Can I talk to you? Hello? Oh, hey there. Can I talk to you? Whoa! Can I talk to you? I just want to have a conversation. Conversation, buddy. Conversation. What's this Pikmin game? Pikmin. Oh, wait. Is it the game that we were talking about? Where it came out recently on the Switch? It came out 2 years ago. What? Wait, what? It came out 2 years ago? And also, what do you mean you have it? You have it on hold at the library. Wait, you can rent games from the Toronto library? Wait. Just games. Sorry, just while we're here, it's no longer really a necess segment, but this VOD's gonna be cluttered with like a bunch of stuff. But I'm just too lazy today to like deal with the VOD. What do you mean you can get stuff? Only 5 more years and you can play it for 2 weeks. Where's the game section? I see games. Games. Pikmin. Pikmin. You're lying to me. You're lying to me. I didn't know this was 2 years ago. That's kind of crazy.
There's still someone who can save this mysterious place.
Even a game like this, I'd be hard pressed to want to play this now. As a kid, I remember really enjoying this type of game. As a kid, I really remember I remember really enjoying this idea of puzzling around, figuring out what to do in the world, and figuring out how to solve it with the Pikmin. There's just something about these games that doesn't appeal to me anymore, and I don't know why. And what's weird is that I don't know why, but I gravitate the most towards story games now. Where it's like story games seem to be the thing that I seem to want to do the most. And I think it's why horror genre as a whole is interesting, because in the horror genre, the story has to be good. The entire genre is about the story. So if it isn't good, then you're just lost in this space where nothing really feels very scary or fun or horror-like. So, you have to be able to like have that. But it's like, even if the horror game has a very good gameplay loop, like Megabonk was very fun, but I just didn't play it anymore. It's just weird. Chat, am I old?